Welcome to another episode of Jumping in the Pot. I'm your host, Marcia, and this is what's jumping in my pot today. Jamaican beef patties. Let's get to the ingredients. I have a chilled bowl here to make the pastry in. And we're going to put butter and shortening, and I have it chilled in the refrigerator. And I have cold water, curry powder and turmeric, salt and sugar, and of course, the flour, all-purpose flour. I had it in the refrigerator also chilling. We're going to add the flour to the larger bowl. We're going to add sugar to it. We're going to also add salt. And we add the turmeric and the curry powder to the flour. This is how it gets its yellow color. Then we take a whisk and we whisk everything together. You see? We incorporate everything. Now, this is the next step. We take a fork or a pastry cutter, or we can use our fingers, and we work through the butter and the shortening in the flour. Okay, now that we have incorporated the shortening and the butter to the flour, it should look like this, like little pea pods. Now, we take some cold water and we add a little at a time to the pastry dough. Now we incorporate everything together and form it into a ball. We don't want to mix it too much because that makes it very tough. I think we could add a little bit more water to it, cold water. Okay. Now, the next step is, after mixing it, we're going to refrigerate it for a half an hour. And then we will come back and make the filling for it while the dough is in the refrigerator. Now that I've put the pastry dough into the refrigerator, now we're going to move on and make the beef filling. I showed you earlier the ingredients that goes in the pastry dough. Now I'm going to show you the ingredients that goes into my beef filling. I have ground beef here. Scallions. Finely diced red and green pepper. Scotch bonnet pepper. I have here garlic and ginger, finely chopped. Fresh parsley, breadcrumbs, finely diced red onions. You can use white onions or yellow onions if you like. It doesn't have to be red onions. We're going to use browning, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, allspice, onion powder, salt, garlic powder, paprika, black pepper. These are the seasoning that I will be using. Now, this is the first thing we do, pouring off any excess water from the beef that had occurred when it was frozen, because when it defrosts, it have excess water. This is what we do. We add the onions, the scallions, the garlic, the ginger, the red and green peppers, the parsley, and we take our hands and we mix this up together. Set that to the side, and the next thing is I'm going to add the Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm going to chop it up finely and add it to the ground beef filling. I'm only adding half of it because it's quite hot. If you like it hotter, then you add more to the mix. Now we mix that together. Let me wash my hands. Our next step is we have a skillet here and we turn it on medium high. And I have already put 2 tablespoons of oil into the pan. So what we do is we add the ground beef to the skillet. Then we cover it up and we let it saute here for about 5 minutes. Now let's check and see how the beef filling is coming along. It's coming along good. It's time to add the other ingredients. The seasoning, stir that up. The soy sauce. The Worcestershire sauce. The browning. The browning is for the color. To give it a dark, rich brown color. And we also add some beef broth. See, we mix all this up together. Now, what we do is we add the breadcrumbs. That'll tighten it up. Now, what we do now is we cover it up and let it cook again for another 10 minutes. Now, let's check and see if the beef filling is ready to turn off. Yes, it is. It's ready to come off. Now we're going to turn it off and let it cool for about 20 minutes. Then we'll come back and finish making the pastry dough. Now that the beef filling has cooked and now I'm letting it cool, I've taken the dough out of the refrigerator and I have a cutting board here with some flour on it. I'm going to cut the dough in half. And I have a rolling pin here that I'm going to roll the dough out. As you roll it out, you keep folding it over. That makes the layer of the flakiness of it. That makes it nice and flaky. You keep folding it and turning it. About 4 times is good enough. or you can do it as long as how many times you like. I think the pastry dough is rolled out enough. Now let's move on to the next step. I'm going to get a bowl, and I'm going to put the bowl on the dough, and I'm going to take a butter knife, and I'm going to circle around the edges of the bowl into a circle. And I also have a sheet pan here with parchment paper. This what I will be using to place the beef patties on. You see? This gets one good round dough. Now the next step is we're going to fill the dough. Now this is what we do. We get some cold water and we run it around the edges of the pie dough. And I also have one beaten egg yolk here and a pastry brush. We have the pie filling. We don't want to fill it too much so it'll open up. Then we take it and we fold it over. Then we take a fork to seal the edges. We tightly want them to seal so nothing will come out while it's baking. We prick the top with the fork to let any air bubbles come out while cooking. Then we take a pastry brush and then we brush the top of the pastry with an egg wash. Now that I've made the beef patty, see, we're going to put it on the baking sheet. And I'm going to continue to make them. And then after I finish making them, all of them, I'm going to put it in the oven and put the oven to 350 degrees and bake them for 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, this is the finished product. Jamaican beef patties. If you like what you saw today, please subscribe, like, and share, and comment. And follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye.